Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of In the Garden with Mr. Elrod. So it's been a pretty wild couple of weeks and we haven't updated in a while. I'm sure a lot of you have had a lot of time on your hands with the shelter in place rules that are going on with the coronavirus. We've had the exact same thing. Been a little busy with the teaching side of things, trying to keep things up to date for my students and whatnot. Good luck to everybody who's out there AP testing. So hope you guys are doing well. But while the time has passed, we've had a lot of things happen in the garden, had a lot of success, had a lot of issues, especially related to the weather. Not only do we have all these things going on with the pandemic, but also we've had some strange weather. So that's impacted us as well. So glad you're here, and I'm glad to have you walk along with me in the garden. All right, so as I mentioned, things have been going pretty well here in the garden. We've had a lot of things come up, and we've been able to take advantage of some of the growth that we've seen. So I showed you guys at the very beginning all the different things we planted. So I'll kind of walk around, and I'll just give you guys a tour, let you see what's been happening since we last spoke. All right, since we're here, we'll just go ahead and start with the beds. You can see everything that's been laid out. We talked a little bit about the salad garden that we've got over there to our far left. You'll see the structure that I built over there. I don't think anybody's going to confuse me with Bob Vila, but pretty proud of the job that I had there. I built a little fort for my kids to play in during the springtime, and I guess during the summer as well. So anyway, I will start over here with the tomato bed, and of course we started out with seeds. You can see the different plants are coming up. On the near side we've got the beefsteak. On the far side we've got the cherry tomatoes. We mentioned the weather. We've actually had a couple of cold snaps come through in late April, early May, and it zapped my tomatoes several times. So I've actually had to replant. You can see it. Well, I guess you probably can't see, but if we come here, there were a couple of tomato plants there, but those died as a result of the cold snaps. But these have been hardy enough to withstand the cold weather, so that's been good. Same thing happened. Actually, all of my beds have experienced this. This even happened over here with my cucumbers. You can see we've still got a couple of plants. I've got a volunteer tomato that's coming up right there, so that's pretty exciting. I don't think I'll transplant it. I'll just leave them there just for the sake of ease. But I've had to replant my cucumbers as well, so that was kind of annoying. But we've got some more coming up, hopefully. I'm always looking for the range of 4 to 5 plants in this planter, which gives us plenty of cucumbers as long as the pickle worms don't get after my cucumbers. Probably the least amount of success is what I've had over here. Now you'll see the spinach is coming up pretty well. We had to replant spinach as well because of some of the cold snaps, but hardly had any success over here with the peppers. It's been kind of strange. There, I'll wait a couple of weeks till things warm up and are pretty more consistent. We've had some come up, but the cold got to those. But for the last week or so, I've been able to pick some of the spinach just about every day. You can see some of them are large enough. So with the lettuce, and we'll go ahead and come over here to the lettuce bed, which has probably been the most successful part of the garden so far this year. Remember, we basically just threw the seeds in there all together. You can see how they're all growing up together and just kind of crowding each other, which they're doing fine. And so what I'll do, I've actually been able to do this for probably about the last week or so, is just come out here every morning, because during the cooler temperatures when it's best to pick your lettuce, is come out here every morning and just pick some of the larger leaves. I could probably pick more if I wanted to, but the idea there is to leave enough growth to maintain a strong, healthy plant so that you can get throughout the growing season. And so we've had enough to make a salad just about every day, either for lunch or for dinner. And obviously a lot left there. So we've got a lot of nice leaves there. We've got some arugula, got some kale, got some red leaf lettuce. I think it's bib lettuce, I think is what I have, or butter, something along those lines. But either way, that's turned out really well, and you can see a lot of good growth, a lot of good plants, and so hopefully we'll be able to use that for quite a while. So now we'll come on over here to the blueberry bushes. So you'll notice, maybe you do, I don't know, we have an addition over there to the right. So So for my birthday, and that's one of the things I've mentioned, if you're interested in getting a garden started, you don't feel like spending a lot of money, there's a lot of ways to keep costs down. One of those things is when you have events come up, just ask for presents. And so I didn't ask for this, but somebody bought me actually it was my mom, bought me it's called a pink lemonade blueberry bush. So I don't know a whole lot about them. Apparently they are self-pollinating, so you don't need others. I decided to put it over here with the others, just kind of keep things consistent and everything in the same area. One of the issues we had early on this year so far with the strawberries has been birds, so I try to be proactive with the blueberry bushes. I've heard that these pie tins may or may not work, but it's worth giving a shot, especially since, without using any type of chemicals or anything like that. So we'll see how that works, but you can see the blueberry bushes, at least this one here in the middle, is coming along really well. Lots of blueberries. So probably be maybe about a couple more weeks, maybe a month before those are really ready. This one still hasn't grown a whole lot, but it's still hanging in there. Still have lots of fruit on the branches there. And then of course eventually our pink lemonade bush will grow up and provide us even more. See back there, also got a fig tree. Got a fig tree for my birthday. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put that. You know that we haven't had much success with figs around here, so we'll see what happens there. So next we'll take a walk over here to the strawberry patch. So as I mentioned early in the season, so this was maybe about 2 weeks ago, I was starting to get our first strawberries come in as far as the ones that are ripe, and birds were eating my strawberries, and so I had to go out and get a bird net, so you can see the way that's situated. And since then we haven't had as many issues. I think either a bird or some other type of rodent, well, I guess birds aren't rodents, but some type of rodent, maybe a chipmunk or a squirrel, got in there and started nibbling on one or two. On that we haven't had many issues. Had a fair number of strawberries. Maybe every couple of days pick 5 to 6 strawberries that are ready, and they're doing really well. And so again, this was a really easy setup. I just took an old pallet, put some soil down in there, and I don't know, I bought, I think it was maybe 9 or 10 strawberry plants. It was late in the season. Planted those, and it looks really, really good. So excited about that. You can see our blackberry plant is coming back. Still not very large, probably because of the tub that it's in. If I wanted to get bigger, I guess I need to get a bigger tub. That's just the way that it goes. One of the things I'm really excited about is the way that our Jerusalem artichoke and our sunflowers are coming up. So you can see the Jerusalem artichoke. There's doing really well. I'm not as much interested in the tuber as I am the flower that this is supposed to produce, so should look really nice once everything's all grown up. Each of the plants is probably supposed to get somewhere, if you're looking at the sunflowers and the artichoke, somewhere between 5 and 6 feet tall. So it should look really nice, should have some really nice yellow flowers, attract some pollinators, plus add a little color back here to the kids' play area. You can see that I've got the tomato cages set up primarily as a barrier for my kids. I have a 2 going on 3-year-old, and she just kind of tramps over everything, and so try to create some markers to where they won't destroy the plants. And so I imagine within the next couple weeks or so I can pull those up, because the plants should be big enough to where the kids see them more easily and aren't going to walk all over them. Okay, and then of course, I mentioned moving the kids' play area, but I decided to keep it over here. So they've really been enjoying that. This spring, the weather's been really nice for playing out here. Having trouble keeping sand in the sandbox, but that's just the way that it goes with small children. We've got our little rope over here. We had a hammock, but the hammock busted, and so I need to get another one of those. The rope was meant to climb up into the fort, but you see that kids have kind of their own ideas of how things should be used. So that's the space we've created for that. Alright everyone, so that's the latest update on the garden. That's our tour for now. Thanks for stopping by. I've really enjoyed over the last couple weeks being able to come out here every morning, kind of check in on things, be able to pick the lettuce. It's probably one of the things I enjoy the most. I'm not sure if I've mentioned or not before, I really don't even enjoy eating all these things that I'm growing. It's really just more the process of growing, watch things grow, watch the way that God has created things, and it's really just amazing to me to see how that process works, from small plants to large plants, and then produce the fruit and things like that. So that's really what I enjoy, and I find it really relaxing to get out here. So I know a lot of people talk about some of the stressors that are caused by the current issue that we're in. So I might encourage you to maybe create yourself a small garden. Um, there's a lot of stuff out there on the internet in terms of people that are in small spaces, what you can do to create yourself a garden. So it's just a lot of fun. Doesn't take a tremendous amount of work, especially if you're in these raised beds, and it just provides a relaxing outlet, I think, for you to something for you to participate in. Plus, as time goes on, you get to reap the fruits of your labor. So, and that's no pun intended. Thank you guys for stopping by. I hope that you're doing well, and as always, I hope to see you next time.